Young, your hood anchor man, get him in here. You don't want to miss this.
What I wish I knew at 18 instead of 28? That Young Elder News 9 would be my go-to for all things news and more. Broadcasting live worldwide, we've got over 3 million listeners tuned in every day. From world news to stock markets, government topics to the quirkiest stories, we cover it all on Young Elder TV. And remember, folks, you heard it here first. Our friendly team brings you the latest scoops with a dash of that good old Southern charm. Whether you're curious about the latest political twists or need the lowdown on the economy, we're your go-to source. We make sure you're always in the know, in the most engaging and entertaining way possible. So buckle up, y'all. It's time to dive into the world of Young Elder News 9, where the news is always fresh, fun, and downright fascinating. Stay tuned, spread the word, and remember, you heard it here first. Young Elder News 9, the hottest show in the game.
Hey, y'all, Rob out if you're coming in. So, the brother Tory Lane was stabbed 14 times during his sentence in California. Now, I want to break a little bit of this down because we heard the sister walking with the ancestors say that they switched Tory Lane out. That ain't the Tory Lane. And I was kind of looking at that pictures and stuff for the one. I'm saying, man, she might be right? But this is the storyline because we like to break them stories to you. Young TV, man, we bring the news to you right when it happened, right? All right, when we get it, right? So it says Tory Lane is deeply thankful to God and thanking his supporters after he was attacked Monday, right? That's yesterday at the California prison where he's serving a 10-year sentence for shooting hip hop star Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Because all this gonna tie in together, right? It says it goes on to say that his real name is Daystar Peterson. Was stabbed 14 times, including seven times in the back, 4 times in the torso, 2 times in the back of the head, and once in the left side of the face. Sound like a hit to me. A paid hit. Why would they be after Tory Lanez in prison? We're trying to get people time to come in because we're just gonna break this down for you. Yeah, 14 times, stabbed 14 times. And we're gonna give you different perspectives on it. Some people believe it's a wag the dog. It's all publicity. It's hype, right? Another group believe that it was simple as, "Hey man, you pretty, you sing, give me some of your booty, or else I'm gonna jug you up." Cause that go on too, man. He out there singing. He moved funny. He wiggle his body for the girls, and then guys that got lifers, niggas got 30 piece, 40 piece, 50 piece, whatever they got, right? They been in there for a minute. He coming out, he looking all creamy and smooth. And they pull a knife on him in the shower. Some people believe it's that part. But I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. Does Tory Lane been making the way for itself? Now keep in mind, if you're just not coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You're now tuning in to Young News Live. We're reporting that Tory Lane was stabbed 14 times. Now, keep in mind, let's go back. Who was Tory Lane signed to? Tory Lane was signed to Interscope. Jimmy Iovine now. Right? Jimmy Iovine, Interscope. Who owns Interscope? Universal Group. Who owns Universal Group? The Mob. The Black Hand. White Glove. The Mob. The Mob is the front face. The Mafia is the front face for these guys. But the Black Hand really owned Warner Brothers Group. Universal Warner Brothers Group, right? Black Hand. White Glove. And so what does Tory Lane do? He found he got to see the books. Some kind of way somebody at the Interscope showed him the books of screamings, of the streams and how much money they was making off streams. And he saw that, hey man, I got 7 million plays in one day, and y'all made $150,000. But y'all only sent me a $5,000 check every other week off of this. Y'all making $150,000 a day. So once Tory Lanez seen that, he cut off Interscope, went set up his own record label called the Umbrella, something like that, the Umbrella Group or something like that, right? And then he once he got control of his own publishing and stuff of his new music, he then screamed his own music and then made the 150,000 a day like the record label was making. Boom. Then all of a sudden he gets set up with the Megan Thee Stallion. He going on all these radio stations. Keep in mind he playing with the industry. Jimmy Iovine, them, the Interscope Universe, they run that. They run the industry as far as getting like radio stations, all of it. So he on radio stations talking, saying that, hey man, the record labels are beating everybody. He on the record labels radio station saying that the record labels is beating everybody. Sum it up, boom. They set him up, get him up into prison. 10 years. They put Megan on him, set him up, get him up in there. That's how Megan got on, man. Megan Thee Stallion is an agent. Agent used, she's an implant. All right, so let me break this down for you people that ain't, because I was in the industry and I know. All right, so they got a group of beings and they stationed out of New York and they call the hip hop police, right? All right, so these hip hop police got their own artists, and they put them into the industry, and that's what you call them, a plant, right? You call them a plant, right? And then they go in and they rap, they get a music career, all that, like they really don't can't write a rap and can't make a beat, can't hit it, can't do a lick, can't dance or nothing, a lick. So they bring in ghostwriters to write all their raps, and they bring in producers to make all their beats, just like an actor. I'm gonna tell you somebody else that did that. Ronald Reagan was an actor. They hired him to play president, right? So they hire these people to play rappers, and they put them into the industry as a plant to find out who got dope, who's selling what. So so when they become part of the industry, and you think you meet them and they rapping, they look cool, they hitting the weed and everything, you think they cool, but they the goddamn peoples, man. They the peoples. They blew all up like a rapper and everything, like a famous person in the media, but they're agent the whole time. I'm telling you, man. And it's a lot of them. You'll be surprised. And boom, they'll put them on you. They hanging out with you, and you thinking, they man, this is you know, this little flip or this somebody, you know. Not saying little flip. Shout out little flip the leprechaun, right? I'm not saying little flip, but I'm saying, this is whoever this guy, and then the whole time this nigga is hip hop police, undercover hip hop police. And a lot of people got took down like that, and still to this day, because it's a lot of artists. You ever know? It's a lot of artists. They only put one album or two albums out, then they go off. Why? Because they was a hip hop. They was one of them hip hop undercover agents. And Megan Thee Stallion one, they put them on Tory. They put her on Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez allegedly shoots her in the foot. He gets 10-year sentence. This is why he's in jail right now. Then while we got him in jail, why not put the play on him? Man, these are mob. Let's think about this. You do the math. And they don't take, for a real street cats, it don't take no mathematics for this. This is regular, basic, common sense in street terms. All right, you do the mob own work, you work for the mob. Then the mob making $150,000 a day off of you, and they paying you $5,000 every 2 weeks. Paying, and it's happening to a lot of us, even on the job. A lot of y'all truck drivers, they making $10,000 a day off of you delivering loads, especially if you hauling frack and you hauling the oil tankers. They make it napalm or something crazy like that. They make it 10 napalm. They make it $20,000 a load, but they paying you 3 or 8. We're gonna pay you $30, $40 an hour. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So they really robbing you They've been robbing us on our own land, the colonizers, right? And but it's like that. They gonna pay you a little bit of money to keep just to feed you, keep you going. It's all a trap. Yeah, it's all a trap. So but like I was saying, once you say the mob making that much money, they paying you 5,000, right? And then you say, you know what? Boom, I don't want to do business with y'all no more. I'm gonna go do my own business, and then you start making that $150,000 a day yourself, and then after about a couple months, you up to about 4, 5 million, 6, 7 million, really, real quick. And then they call and you say, hey man, Tory, you may want to come back and sit down. We'll do another deal. Nah, man, I don't need no deals. I'm making what y'all was making off me. I seen what y'all books look like. I'm making what I don't need y'all. Oh yeah, you don't? We'll show you need us. Boom, legal troubles. That's how they work, man. These the guys. Legal troubles. Get him in court. Somebody suing him, saying that he pushed him down the stairs or something. And the guy going up the escalade. They set the guy up right in time to walk up the escalade so he can act like he fell. Tory Lane pushed him, and then he's suing him. And they got a guy out just mysteriously to take a picture of it and film the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? This is who these guys are. I'm telling you, man. That's who these guys are. They send their people. So supposedly some essays, some Latinos stabbed them up. Supposedly, we don't know what particular ethnic group stabbed them up, but I can guarantee, I can almost bet that this stems back to all the stuff that he was talking about when he was on all them shows, when he was talking about how much the industry was making off every artist, and that he now when he cut them off, now he making what they was making. And Young Dolph was on the same path, kind of is what got him picked off ultimately, because it was higher than it really was higher than Big Jook and all them. It was really higher than that. It really was Interscope. It really was Interscope. I mean, not Interscope, Empire. He with Empire, just like Mo 3 was with Empire, just like Testosterone X was with Empire. A lot of artists with Empire just all of a sudden just, you know, and then they just all of a sudden having life insurance policies stashed away on them mysteriously. So do Interscope got a life insurance policy still on Tory Lane? And they was hoping that he got picked off? Or, because I like to think like Rod be thinking, or could he not got stabbed at all, and the people that was coming to hit him because they know what's going down on the land made it look like they hit him and went through with everything like he got hit, so they can make the outsiders think that he got hit. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways, but or was it just simple? If you just like coming and hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're talking about Tory Lane being stabbed 14 times in a California correctional center. He's serving a 10-year sentence for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. He shot a stallion in the foot. That's a code right there, man. He shot a stallion. And keep in mind, look, I'm gonna tell you how I know Stallion is an agent. See, these guys, they like horses. These guys, they got whole Kentucky Derbies in their house. These guys with gold toilets and gold sinks, and they got a roll of toilet paper, but it's all $100 bills. And they got, look, I'm telling you, man, these guys, and they look like us, but they ain't us. But they got money ain't a thing for these guys. They wipe their butt with it, like toilet paper, because that's really what it is anyway. But that's really what it is anyway. They hustlers. They hustlers, man, these guys. The Moors, the dirty morons are hustlers. I'm telling you, man. They do the 3-card Molly. Go back and get that tape I put out called There's a Whole Bunch of Clowns in this circus. But they this horse thing, the stallion and the thoroughbreds and all that, that's the Moors gang. They the ones that had all the Kentucky Derby. They the one that came over here with because they was some of them were little dudes like what you call jocks, and they can ride the horses, and they real small, right? Really, it was the Mississippi. They really stole it. They really stole the horse stuff for the Mississippians, because the little Mississippians, they were the ones that were racing the horses bareback. I know some that's down in Louisiana that still do it. The little Mississippians, they little dudes, and they were really the twi over here going down to Mississippi. They was one of the groups of the old Mississippians, right? And but these guys, they look at women like horses, and so by her calling herself a stallion, and the stallion gets shot in the leg, and it's all subliminal, man. It's all subliminal of how they look at us as a people. And so I think Tory Lanez got it was a play on him to go on ahead and finish him off. If they didn't finish him off and replace him already with a clone or something. That's how these guys do, man. They twist it in the mind. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said you can't fathom the mind of the devil. He said, think the nastiest you could think. Think the dirtiest and more low down you could think. And then try to go 10 times lower than that. And if you can't get no lower than the devil. I tell you, man. He go 10 times lower than the Lord you could think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in the hoof. Right? Because and these guys don't like to eat no animal like that. They got the like a pig. They don't eat the pig, these guys. They like everything kosher. I got some kosher. I like everything kosher. Right? Cause I'm a small hat too. I'm a small hat and a tall hat. Now, these tall hats, the small hats. The tall hats are the JP Morgans. But they both represent the same clan. They say they both come from the kosher type background and food thing. The tall hats, right? That's the ones you see with the little twist down the side. Right? That's the tall hats. Right? So that's what we bringing to you, man. Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times as both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. The post read he is now breathing on his own. Right? Now I'm trying to figure out. It's a picture they show of him coming out the hospital. Before he went to the hospital, he was bald headed, and when he come out the hospital, now he got some kind of toupee, or maybe if that even him, right? Because you don't grow hair that fast. How long was he in the hospital? Because he just got stabbed Monday, and then he come out, and now he got a whole head of hair. How that happened? That looked funny, you know what I'm saying? So that sister that shout out to Walking with the Ancestors, she said that, man, they switched him out. She said the spirit's telling her that they switched him out. Or that they ain't the same Tory Lane no more. You know what I'm saying? And I can believe it, man. But if you look at it close, you can see it look like a dang on lace front. Because I know he used to be wearing them lace front. It looked like one of them lace front. But I'm saying, why would he get out the hospital after getting stabbed to put on a lace front to take a picture? If all that picture was taken later and they just, pasted it in or something, I don't know, man. It just looked funny to me that he come out with a toupee on after getting stabbed 14 times. If he even got stabbed. They trying to keep us busy with a whole bunch of stuff. But like I say, at Young Gilla TV, we cover everything, man. We got it covered. We got stuff coming out on computer hacking. I went from hanging with shooters to hanging with computer hackers. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas. Ooh, nah. Nas. You know what I'm saying? It says in December 22 in Los Angeles, jury found Lane guilty of 3 counts of related to the July 20th shooting of fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I'm saying to myself, why would Megan what's Megan's part in this? Because if we cool, was this an accident or did he intentionally shoot her in the foot? I don't think that something ain't right about that. Why would you intentionally shoot a girl in the foot if she unarmed? That don't even make no sense. That don't even sound like a thing Tory Lane would do. Shoot an unarmed chick unless she had a gun trying to come out to me. You know what I'm saying? Well, why would they? So it sounds like that's the setup right there. That's the setup right there, right? That's the first mugshot. Okay, he took with. Hey, shout out Brent James. So that's the first mugshot that he took with when he went to jail with the wig on, right? Or the toupee, right? But I'm saying here, right? Why, if Megan Stallion, was she down with this dude, or what was the situation on him shooting her in the foot? And then, so it sounds like an automatic setup. Like I told you, Megan Thee Stallion is a hip hop police agent. I'm telling you, man. What have you heard really anything from her that's hot besides that thing that she did with Cardi B that time? She ain't even an artist. That's why she's a setup girl for the hip hop police. Because they making their last little rounds as they go down. Don't fall for the okie doke. And a lot of the rappers be like that too. They come, they got a chain on, they chain blinging, they got the watch on. You know what I'm saying? They got an album out. You know what I'm saying? They on stage. They on stage talking about what's how they said. What's that fat dude name from down there in Florida that be rapping? I was bad at hell in school. Now I'm trying to dodge the city. Yeah. Watch people, man, and because they might be agents. I'm telling you. Watch people. We got any says it was a hit. You think the Jay came at them? Well, J Mo on the Def Jam side, Jay is connected, but like say he dealing with his battle is with Interscope and Universal Group, who is the Black Hand, White Glove, the mob, and the industry is in totality of him exposing the industry. He exposed the industry by telling, because like I said, if you're just not coming in, you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Tory Lanez was signed to Interscope Records. Well, some kind of way when he had Interscope Records, he got cool with some chick or somebody up there, and they said, oh, they showed him the books, and they said, well, this is how much that they making off you off of streams, and they showed it to him, and he says he got 7 million streams total worldwide, and he made they made $150,000 in one day, a day off of him, off of getting 7 million streams, and they paid him a $5,000 check. And they probably made $2-3 million in 1 week off of him, but they only pay him, and every 2 weeks he get $5,000 royalty check, right? So when Tory Lanez seen that, that's when he wanted to he started acting the fool, wanted to get off from Interscope and set up his own thing, and he did. The name of Tory Lanez record label is Umbrella something. Hold on, let me type it in. I'll tell you exactly what his name of his record label is. Right? What it says, I know it says that he was signed to the Universe. He set up his own record label, and it's called the Umbrella something. Yeah, but when he said, it's called One Umbrella Records. One Umbrella Records. That's the name of it. So he broke off Interscope, set up One Umbrella Records, kind of the same thing. What like Young Dolph kind of started out. Tory Lanez figured it out later after he'd already signed with Interscope. But Dolph started out like that. Dolph started out, and that's what later got him. The industry didn't like Dolph. Dolph started out and never signed with nobody. His paper route went all the way up. Now Tory Lanez signed with Interscope. Like I said, he's seen the books. Then he broke off from them, set up his own thing, One Umbrella Records, and then he started screaming. And then he saw, oh, I made 150,000 in one day, and so he started making the same money the industry's making. And then but what he should have did is just stay quiet about it. But what he did is he started going live immediately. As soon as he started making the money, he went live on Instagram. He live on YouTube saying, man, the industry is screwing everybody. They're screwing all you artists out there. I just made $150,000 in one day off of a certain amount of screens, and that money going all to me. And I'm gonna get that check next week. And then he went on a couple radio stations promoting this campaign of the industry is screwing you, and then he showed proof of it. He showed not only did he was saying it, he showed proof of it. That got him set up with the Megan Thee Stallion 10 years, and now ultimately, I believe, getting him jugged up 14 times, hoping that he was going out of business, so that he wouldn't get out and stir up the rest of the good mommies, because that's what they are. The rappers are mommies, because you wrapped up like a mommy and dead. Yeah, rappers are mommies. If you ain't rapping and trying to bring the green light in, if you ain't bringing the green light in, you wrapped up like a mommy and you dead. And you keeping niggas in the tomb for the killer clowns who guard the tomb called a shriner. A shriner is a person that guards the tomb. Or a shrine is a person where they put up shit with dead people in. I'm telling you, so that's ultimately what you see playing out with Tory Lanez. Now, we hope the brother come out on top, and that some of the whoever put if we don't know if he did all this is could be wagged the dog, like we say, we don't know. But what we saying is we hope the brother come out on top, and that he get back out and collect that money, because he get paid major while he in prison off his screens. They probably want his account. His account might be up there now. For 10 years, if you sit in prison and your account, unless he turned it over to somebody, but you sit in prison for 10 years, right? And you get paid 100. Say you get paid 10,000 a day. How much money are you making, man? And nah, man, so you can't be making that much money without coming to give us a booty. See, when we get man, once you get to $5 million, you get a booty call. Really, 2 million. 2 million. They give you a booty call really at 2 million. They want to, hey man, you want to come on to this party? Diddy was the main guy they sent you to. If you was on the East Coast, if you're on the West Coast, they used to send you to Quincy Jones before he got too old. And now they send you to Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart. Yeah, Stewart. The green thumb. But she ain't no green thumb, she a red thumb. And a lot of that might go over your head. And they making Snoop Dogg bust her up because that's part of his rituals, so that he can be able to purchase Death Row Records. You don't just buy Death Row Records without giving up something, man. Gotta be crazy. He gave up a lot. Saw what happened to his boy, who was a tough, rough, with his afro puffs, football going guy. And then he went for a banana. We gotta talk in the same ways, man. He went for a banana right after. And so, who put the play on Tory Lanez? The industry. The hip hop police. Agent Megan Thee Stallion. Agent Megan Thee Stallion. But I think Tory Lanez is gonna expose her as an agent too. That's probably why another thing why they trying to silence him. Because if he probably get out and say, Megan when it came down for the test me to get my sentence, Megan came up as an informant, and he probably thinking like, damn, who was she informing for? The hip hop police, nigga, who is a branch of the COINTELPRO. Because you got to keep in mind, they been any Nubian, which they time in black, any Nubian they get a lot of money, especially over $1 million, you being watched 24 hours a day. Because they don't want you to use that money to fund no kind of thing majorly that will cause them to be a threat to national security. So once you're so-called black, because they know who you are, right? But you call yourself black, and you got over $1 million in your possession, you being watched 24 hours a day. If you're in the industry, they got that group that's watching you call it hip hop police, and they ride around in unmarked cars and follow you 24 hours a day. They got your phone tapped, and you going by they went about all you niggas going, all the rappers, And most of the agents went out and got the truck. Most of the agents went out and got the cyber truck. That's how you know who they are. You'll see them, they riding the cyber truck all the time. And you watch them, and them guys, right? I'm gonna tell you, man. And what they do is they've been doing it the whole time. Because like Tupac, and another name for these guys is they out of New York and Jersey. They call it JDL. Go back and get that. We got the FBI file. So they think that Young be just talking. They think me and Rod be talking. We got receipts. In the JDL file, they said they was extorting. They wanted to extort artists. They was extorting Tupac, Easy E, everybody. They got it in the FBI files. It's all public record now. So they can't get mad at us for saying it. Yeah, that's right. Supreme Conscious, the JDL, Jewish Defense League. They they are come up in the files of extorting Tupac, and they didn't go away. Tupac went. They say Tupac went away and Easy went away, but them guys never went away. They still kicking. And Diddy was one of their main front guys. I'm telling you, man. Diddy was, man. I'm gonna tell you why the whole industry was happy that Diddy got. And Diddy's not really even in jail. Diddy overseas at Russell Simmons' house, but his clone is in jail. Or really, it's like a lookalike. That a guy that he found. See, I'm gonna tell you what he did. He found a guy that looked real close to him. Then he paid to get him surgically looked to make him look more like him. And then when they faked like he had a slipped and fall or something, took him to a real hospital and switched that guy with him. Took the lookalike back, and the lookalike in there. And Diddy's over at Russell Simmons' house. Okay, speeding up. So Diddy, yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, Diddy clone. Hey, so yeah, so Diddy not even in jail. So speeding up, people like Diddy don't go to jail. Money talks, but it's not just about money. It's about the high table and the low table. Diddy was was a master of the low table. That's why you see they shoot the diamond down, and then some people shoot the rock up. The rock up mean they part of the high table, which is the spiritual master, and the low table is the physical master. What they call the so-called Illuminati, the Emerald Illuminati. But the reason why so many people happy that Diddy got is because Diddy was extorting half of the industry through videotapes that he had on them, pretty much blackmailing them, saying if you don't pay me $10,000 a month, I'm gonna put that tape out of Brian Pomper. You know what I'm saying? Busting you up. You had a lot of drinks that night, man. We got it on tape. He might even send him a copy of it, like a short of it, 1 minute clip of it, saying, "Oh, you know, we got this on tape. You came over my house. You went got some cup of them. You got it. You was in there, man. You was you wild boy. You a wild boy. You know how Diddy is. You was wild. But we're gonna need $10,000 a month from Ursha, from Justin Bieber, all these guys. And the only ones he wasn't extorting is the ones that were high up, like Will Smith and the rest, like a couple more other ones. But the ones at the bottom, especially if you new to the game, man, you new to the game, you went with Diddy putting his arm around you. Next thing you know, something in your drink. Next thing you know, you in the room. Next thing you know, Brian Pomper and that other African tall dude with the dreadlocks is up in there, the monkey man, and busting you up, and they putting it on tape. And they're gonna say you liked it. And then they use that for what they call collateral and leverage. Bow Wow, pay up. Bow Wow, $10,000 a month. That's why Bow Wow gotta take whatever gig he can take. Bow Wow gotta take whatever gig he can take, man. And people wonder how the Big Meat still got money when he got out of jail, because he didn't tell on the plug. The plug put him back in the game. Probably not on moving no dope, because they got a package for him as far as like a money package. I'm telling you, plug got a money package because he never said their name. That's how these guys work. They the mob. They the mob. But for you just not coming in, man, Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times in the California for Correctional Center. If you got to rewind it back to for us to give you our part of why we think Tory Lanez. It's a whole. Just Google Tory Lanez talking about how the industry messing up orders, and then type in like on Instagram, YouTube, and then look up all of. It's got to be so many videos of him saying the industry screwing the artists over, and they making millions off you a week, and they only paying you $5 pretty much $5,000 or whatever your contract, and nobody really got a good contract now because they they write so many. It's like 20. When you get a contract, it'd be like a book thick nowadays. And you can sit there and scan through everything, but it's something. It's a loophole to go through a loophole. So if they want to screw you over, the contract is written to where they want to screw you over, they can. That it don't matter. But so it don't matter if you read it or not. The only thing that matters is if you sign it or not. Right. So when you sign it, boom, they know they got you. If you automatically got, pretty much our slave now. When you sign that contract, you pretty much stay slave now. It don't matter if you read it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because we put it in there. Is you getting screwed? That's blatant. In other words, it's in so many words, or like so many industry words, because they know the game. These guys. But once you say no, I don't want to sign your contract, like Young Dog. I want to do my own thing. I'm gonna collect money off my own screen. Dolph make enough money in one day to go buy her 2 Ferraris the same day off of screaming. Right? So it's like that's what Tory Lanez in jail for trying to cut the industry going after the church's money, man. He going after the church's money. He going after Pope Stanley era money, man. You saw what happened to Yahshua for messing with the Pope. Rome, messing with Rome, man. You playing with Rome. When you go up in there talking about, hey man, they beating you out of 150,000 a day. See, he playing with Rome. These guys are all about money. I heard somebody talking about Ebola and all these other viruses they said they got. And then if you go look up any one of those things, because the dudes at the barber shop dude was asking me, he said, man, why I said they got a patent on all these, why would they got a patent on it? Why would the US government or whoever have the patent on all these things they say that's bad weapons? And I say, and then that's what he asked me, right? And I gave him a scenario. I said, if you was at your house and you created something in the garage, you made something from scratch, or whatever, however you made it, right? And there was a scientific thing or whatever it was, and you said, man, I want to get this patent. What would be the reason for you getting the patent? And if you patent it, that means you created it, right? So if they patent it, that means they created it. And what would be the reasoning for patenting it? So that you can make sure nobody else steal it, and so you can make some money. That's why you want to get your invention patent so you can make some money off of it. Because that invention is gonna make money off of make you money off other stuff. The coal. If I got the patent for the coal, and then I own Tylenol, I own NyQuil, I own all the little stuff that y'all like to run to the store to get that's really poison. And instead of get some lemons and some, take you a shot of gin, like my granddad. Nah, I'm messing with you. Yeah, uh, but if I own all that and then I own a patent to coal, man, I'm putting the coal out, man, so I can make money on all that other stuff. That's the game. That's the real game. It's all a monopoly. It's a dog eat dog world. It's a, you know, man, these people stupid and dumb and slow, so we're gonna take advantage of them. That's pretty much what they think. These these guys that said they're part of the Hellfire Council and they're the 7-man or 9-man that run the world. Well, I gotta tell you something. The 7-man that run the world, we got a message for him. You don't run nothing. Well, the earth run the earth. Because what you gonna do without? They can't do nothing without the earth, and they can't do nothing without the sun up there in that sky. So you can't do nothing without the mother and son, which makes sense now. Now I know why you go into your hideout and at the Vatican and you pray to the dark Madonna, the black Madonna and son. Now it all makes sense to me. Why you going in there and bending, bowing down? Because every knee gonna bow to the black Madonna. That's why he going there, the Pope going in there right when he got elected to bow to the black Madonna. And like Rod said, they got that seat up there. And you got your seat right there now. And you better not sit up in that seat up there. That's why they put it so high up, to make sure he don't accidentally sit up in that joint. Better not sit up in Big Mama's chair. Noble Drew Ali said we bump from the left. They bump from the left. Nigga said it's on and we there. Tell you, man. And on that note, man, you got any questions, man, before we get up out of here? Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times, man. We think it's one of them paid joints. It's one of them paid joints. Some people believe, you got some regular guys that say, oh, no, man, that wasn't nothing with y'all going too deep. Y'all always into conspiracy theories and all that, man. It wasn't none of that. Let me tell you what happened to Tory Lanez. You know, OGs that been to prison. Let me tell you what happened to Tory Lanez. Man, see, he a singer. He pretty and everything. He look nice. He got some nice teeth. That's how you look at that, man. And man, you know, he wiggle his body on TV when he be, singing them nice notes. Then he come up in here, he looking all creamy and stuff, man. You know, nigga might want nigga want to say what Tory Lanez talking about if he really from the streets or whatever, like he portrayed. So look, they catch him in the cell or wherever, shower, wherever. Look, man, let me get some of that booty, or else I'm finna jug you. He don't Tory Lanez, the man, he stand on his toes. He fight for his booty. They jug him 14 times. That's what the OGs covered up with. They been in the prison. That's what they saying, man. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it, man. It ain't like that. Most of them cats that be like some of them, most of them cats that get done like that, they got a bad jacket. What I mean by that is they come in there and on their record they might say something about children today. You got that type of thing. See, they get you jugged up quick. They get you done real bad. If you got something on by kids or messing with old folks or something that's stuff that they don't tolerate, you ain't gonna make it long up in there, especially in California or Louisiana or any one of like the harsh prisons. You ain't gonna make it. If it say something about kids on your you messing with children, man, you gone. And that's why they set Doc up what they was hoping that Doc get stabbed up in jail and get killed. That's why they put that on him when they knew that they put that in the media so that the people in prison would see that and they would try to hope that somebody stab him up, and that way they don't gotta set him up for no. That's why it took them so long to get the trial going. They was hoping somebody was gonna stab him up, and they kept sending him to different prisons, hoping that somebody when they saw his jacket that they were gonna stab him up. But everybody he came in contact with said, "Oh, this man ain't done what they said he did." And so they didn't mess with him. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. So I don't believe toward if people that go in there and get they behind took and they can't open, most of them be wanting it done to them. That's what my uncle told me. Most of them boys be on that type of time. Yeah, Angola. What you know about Angola, Wesley? Wesley, you must be from down south of Louisiana. My dad did 10 years in Angola for armed robbery. I don't think he did 9. He probably did 9. He did something like he did 9 or 10. I think he got out earlier. But he had 10 to 99. He had 99 because he had multiple armed robberies. My dad was on America Most Wanted for armed robbery. They call him the Shotgun Bandit. Go look up the Shotgun Bandit on America Most Wanted. Yeah, but man, look here, man. Yeah, free Tory Lane, man. You know, that's messed up for them to try to, because he, try to expose the industry that he going through. All of the rigmarole. Peterson sounds like the Apache people. Peterson's Apache, some of them, and then you got some up in the Shinnecocks. Depends on what party he came from. And Apache is Chata because the Apaches are a daughter tribe to the Chata. And then that makes the Apache Washita too, because the Chata is a daughter tribe to the Washita. So Apache is Washita. A lot of the tribes, most of them tribes, especially in the Washita territory, is Washita. The Lakota people, they Washita. But like I say, they daughter tribes to the main tribe. Yeah, he just let Tory Lane out, man, because they set him up really. Because the industry set him up. Because, like I say, he was exposing the numbers. Somebody let him. I bet you, whoever let him see them books in Interscope got fired. I bet you. Whatever girl he got in good with, let me see what them numbers look like. He got in nice with a girl there. Let me see them books. If I can see how much they making off the screens. She typed it in, showing them. Boom, they making $150,000 a day off of his screen. He said, "Whoa, why they only paying me $5,000 a check every 2 weeks? And I'm starving out here." And then once he seen that, he got up out of there, man. Out of jail. Jimmy Iovine there, man. Keep in mind, Tupac was with Jimmy Iovine there before he got with Death Row. And really, technically, Death Row is still under Iovine now. Somebody says, see, some ways it blocks. I'm trying to see what you said. Too smart. Okay, there you go. With Travis Shreveport. Report area is Chata, and then you got the Cherokees, which is a mixed tribe off of the Chata. Some of them go back towards that's Monroe, going down Monroe where the mounds at. That's all, really, it's all Washita land. So you really Washita overall, right? Shreveport, Monroe, all that, right? That's all mound land. And then so you got but a lot of Chata was in Louisiana. Some Apache too, because Texas, the Shreveport area is considered close to Texas. Like I think Shreveport is like close to the border of Texas. And so when you go, the Apache was there too. But like I said, the Apache is a dog. Then yeah, you got the Nagalis tribe too. Shout out Wesley, the Nahatchee people. That's going down 49, going down when you get down, and they really Washita too, right? Going down towards that's Natchitoches going down towards 49, 49, and then you got Mansfield. All that is the Natchitoches people land, Native Americans there. Of course, there's tribes in the Caribbean. Of course, there's tribes in the Caribbean. Most of the tribes that left, and went over there, well, became a mixed tribes, because and they were classified as the Seminole. the Seminole. Because after the war in Florida, as Andrew Jackson and them got through, and there was a whole bunch of different mixed tribes started mixing in and having babies. You had I don't feel like calling off all the names of the different tribes, but it was just say all the mixed different tribes came to that land to help us fight the bump left, and they began mixing in, and this they pretty much formed a new tribe, pretty much like the Seminole. But then when the war was over, they got ran out of that area. They didn't get ran out; they just left and went back to different areas. And some of them left and went to what you call Puerto Rico and the islands. And that's why if you look at Deion Sanders looked like the original some of the original Puerto Ricans. That's because the original Puerto Ricans were Seminole, and Deion Sanders is considered like a Seminole. Actually, he a real chief. He a real chief on the land for real. Like for real, I might just saying that like Dion is a chief on the land by uh, bloodline, and all this stuff getting ready to come out. I'm telling you, man, all this stuff getting ready to come out. So it might sound like I'm talking crazy now, but they finna get ready to try to nationalize us. But except they ain't gonna give us back our original nationality. They're gonna try to say that we are a part of the American Union. I'm telling you, man, the new American Union. And they're gonna give us a nationality card, and it's gonna have a chip on it, and it's gonna be your passport and everything. That's the new game they trying to run, man. We don't want no more deals. See, because they got to make that deal. They got to be a deal they got to make with you. We don't want no more deals from the devil. What we look like making another deal with the devil after we saw all your deals go down the drain. You don't give a damn about no deals. You don't honor no treaties. What happened to all the treaties that we made? You ain't honor none of them. So we don't do no more. Like we came to the conclusion you can't negotiate or do deals with gin. You can't do no negotiation of deals with gins because it's automatic. No matter how you spend it in the deal, you lose. I'm telling you, you lose with these guys. I'm telling you, man. Dion a chief, he just fly. He just a fly straight chief. It's a lot of chiefs. All the chiefs weren't fly straight chiefs. And I'm gonna do a tape. I'm about to come back and do a whole tape on that. What I mean by that, you got war chiefs like Larry, right? I'm gonna give you an example. I was watching this movie and I was talking about Roy like about this on the show we just did, right? I watched the movie Tears of the Sun, and that's like me. I like Navy SEALs movies and CIA movies and cop movies and shit like that, right? I like movies where just with shooting going on, right? Warfare, right? And I watched that movie Tears of the Sun like 2,000 times, right? And I always thought that America was the good guys, and technically America wasn't doing really nothing but trying to come get a couple people and get the hell on. But I'm saying in that movie, right? But that lady made it hard on them. But the part I want to point out is when the people that stayed behind at that village that were they were French Protestants or colonizers. They colonized the Africans' land and they stayed behind. And they was praying to God and all that. And Jesus, dude had a cross around his neck, with Jesus on it on the cross, right? And then by the time the African soldiers that was trying to take their land back came to that village, but I didn't look at it like that at first. That they were trying to get their land back. I look at it that they were just slaughtering innocent people. That's how I looked at it. They were slaughtering innocent people. For the 2000th time that I watched that movie, and on the 2001 time, I said, you know what? I looked at it from another angle. I said, what these dudes, because what they did is when they came in now, they chopped the head off the priest, the priest of the church. They chopped his head off. They chopped everybody's head off in them. And any of their people that wanted to join on with them, they chopped their head off too. So it's like, so you might thinking that, oh, they coming to wipe out their own tribe or parts of their tribe. No, they separating the wheat from the tare. If you want to join on with the colonizers, then you a colonizer. If you want to get down with the colonizers, you a colonizer. So what you going the same thing that happened to the colonizer gonna happen to you. Why wouldn't? It may only make sense. So when they came in and they chopped everybody head off, even their own people that wanted to get down with the colonizers. But the whole time I was watching that movie, I was thinking, man, they some killers. They some real cold-blooded killers, man. They kill innocent priests. All this now, it's war. And so that make me go back and look at the dude running over the police and say, this is war. This is war. So the rules are different in war. When we know that we in war with these people, or they've been at war with us the whole time, we've been their enemy. So it's different. It's different to know that, hey man, he did what he did. So now I'm happy in a way that everybody's sending him money on his books. You know what I'm saying? Because he got at the colonizers, whether they be innocent or not. They get at our innocent people. Half of the people they get at be innocent. You know what I'm saying? At least 60% of them. So it made me relook at that situation, that if we at war and they the colonizers, and then the people that it don't matter who you are, if you want to join the colonizers, you get what they get. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new day and time now. It's the sun cycle, man. And we don't want no hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do no more marches. We ain't Martin Luther King, nigga. We ain't Farrakhan. We don't want to do no marches. We ain't marching nowhere. Keep running what's ours. You know what I'm saying? And bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Sign on the bottom. And we ain't signing nothing, and that's the bottom line. Why? I was gonna say because Stone Cold said so, right? That's one of their guys, Stone Cold, 316. Young Elder said so, nigga. The Porters, Tennessee, Chickasaw, Tennessee is Creek Muskogee. Creek Muskogee, Muskogee Chickasaws was in Tennessee. Now it might be daughter tribes, smaller daughter tribes off of that, but the main two tribes were Chickasaw and which is a Chickasaw really is a daughter tribe off of the Creeks, and another name for the Creeks is the Muskogee. Another name for the Muskogee, you might your family members might have said this term, Blackfoot. Blackfoot is a term a lot of you say, oh my grandma, she Blackfoot. Well, that means that she Muskogee, she Creek, right? Muskogee Okie. Muskogee Okie. And then you got my Pits, the Muskogee Pits. They are the ones that use the barbecue, and they've used the oak wood, the Muskogee Pits. They like that oak. Oak, man. Oak got to give it a good crispy bark on it, man. You know. And it says, I can't say that last comment. Hey, yeah, this what about Tory Lanez getting stabbed up 14 times? You got to go back and wind it back. We broke that down about 10,000 times at the beginning of the tape on why we think Tory Lanez got jugged up in prison. I don't think it was behind somebody trying to take his manhood. I think it was all, going back, stemming up to his issue with the industry. Right? And you know how they do. On that note, man. Hey man, shout out Supreme Conscious, man. Shout out that boy Pope. Is it Pope? Pap Griffin. Hey, shout out, man, everybody that tuned in tonight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We got something coming every day, man. Hey, I'm about to really start back up the slide tapes. where I show the pictures and videos, right? So I got that tape coming out tomorrow at 9 o'clock. That's on the robot tape. I got a whole folder put together just for that class. It's gonna be lit. So tune in for that tomorrow. If you want to show us some love on the Cash App, it's gonna be in the links in the descriptions. Peace and love, man. We out of here. Wadu.